Hello, I'm vlogging again. I know I say this a lot, so this time I'm not promising consistency because we all know that's not gonna happen. Um, but I thought I would do kind of like a summary, like a monthly summary video, because I mean, this is mostly for me, but if you're watching this, then you probably know that I've stopped using Instagram. Um, I haven't been using Twitter for a while, and I don't really use Facebook. So I'm kind of not online anymore, except for like my performance stuff, which is on like a separate Instagram, which I don't use for me. I just use for like my stage persona. Um, yeah, so I've been kind of off the grid, which has been good for me, I think, because I mean, a number of reasons, but mainly it's just been good to get out of my head and stop thinking so much about what I want to put into the world online. And I've been focusing more on me and like creating things and doing things that I like, and not just doing things for the gram. So I'm looking at my schedule because anyone who knows me knows that my memory is really bad. So if I don't look at like what I'm doing, like I have no idea what's going on. Um, yeah, so January was fun. I kicked off January in Singapore. Um, I went like swimming with. I feel like I'm gonna tell you very mundane things because I'm like reading off of my planner. But yeah, I went swimming with Chris and Ant, which was really nice. Like we sat by the beach and um, played the ukulele and sang and just kind of chilled. Um, and then I held like a queer chair dance, exotic dance workshop at Akamatra in the first week of January, and that was really cool. It was really nice to be in a space full of like just queer people exploring like how to move and like how to explore like yourself as a sexual body, as a sexual being. It was really nice. It was a very healing space, even for me, even though like I was conducting the class. And I hope it was the same for everyone who attended. And I really want to do stuff like that more. But I made a promise to myself that like 2020 would be the year I take it slow and just like do some like research and groundwork and like recenter myself because I think I have a lot of stuff that I need to work on and work out. Um, and 2020 will be the year that I actually put in the work to resolve some of these things. Um, my bunny is not well. So he has like an eye infection, which is better now because my dad is taking care of him because I can't be with him. Um, but that was a lot. So like in the first week of January, we were like rushing him to like the eye doctors and stuff to make sure he was okay. Um, and there's nothing really we can do about it. He just like might lose vision in one of his eyes, but other than that, he's quite happy. Like he's still like jumping around and stuff. Um, and also so cool. Like like they don't give a shit. Like they just keep living. I need to learn how to do that. Because I feel like the moment one thing goes wrong for me, I'm like, oh, my life is over. But my rabbit doesn't do that. My rabbit's entire eye was like, and he was still like. So I went to the what is it called, the gynecologist, because as you may remember, um, I say this to myself because I may not remember. Um, 2-ish years ago, I had a bunch of tumors growing in my ovaries, and I got those removed. And since then, they haven't come back. But I went to the gynecologist, and like, they might be back, um, which is not great. But you know what? I'm very thankful for the fact that I can like medicine is in a place where I know when something's wrong, and like I also know that there are procedures that can be done on me covered by my insurance, to get rid of them if they do come back. And then yeah, then I flew back to England for uni, and I've been back since. And it's been kind of strange because it's winter, which is my least favorite season because everything is so sad and like the sun sets so early and it's cold and dry and windy and it rains a lot. But you know what? This time around, I think I felt better about it. Maybe I was just better prepared for it, but like there was one day where like we had like torrential rain, which was very incredible because normally England doesn't rain like it means it. Like normally England's rain is like, but this time it was like chucking it down, um, and and like it was flooding in some places and stuff, and I still like put on my sneakers and like got on the bus and like walked half an hour to go for dance class. And I felt very thankful in that moment because I was like, oh, like it's so nice that the rain is here to remind us that we're connected to this earth. Um, this sounds very cheesy, I know, but like it was just nice to feel like, hey, like the earth has got me, the universe is here, and I'm in it. So I felt very present, and then I continued feeling very present for that whole week because I went for like a ton of like um, yoga and dance classes. Let's see, I went for yoga, I went for an acrobatics class, I went for a floor work class, I went for a pole dance class, I went for a contemporary dance class, and then a break dancing class. Um, I went for so many dance classes. In this week alone, I went for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, God, 10. I went for 11 dance classes in 1 week. So yeah, so I felt very in my body, which was a weird feeling because I think sometimes being queer or being a woman, or I don't know what it is, but I've just kind of not really grown up feeling very present in my body. And I think it was just nice to feel kind of like a genderless entity just moving around. So dance is great. I'm glad I'm doing it more. Um, so it was nice to like to be out and stuff. I went on like a couple of dates, which I didn't think I was gonna do, because your boy is quite emotionally damaged. But I went and they were nice, and it was nice to be out on dates. Although like so I I thought I thought about it, and I haven't actually had sex and orgasm for over a year, which is a really long time. But I also think I have a bit of like sexual trauma. Trauma. I can't say that word. Like trauma. Trauma. You know what I mean. So trigger warning, sexual trau. I don't know why I can't say this word right now. Normally I can, but so my sex drive used to be really high, and then after stuff happened, um, I just like couldn't orgasm anymore because every time I came close, like I would cry. Um, and then and then um, I got over it, and I was still like kind of able to like masturbate and stuff. But then like my sex drive just dropped, and like I just don't feel anything anymore. And like the gynecologist put a probe inside me. Um, and I wanted to scream, it was so painful. So I think my body has some issues with sex that it needs to work out. But we're gonna do that in 2020. So maybe 2021 will be the year I like start coming again. I started breakdancing, which has been really good because um so most of the dance that I've done up till now has been very femme, um, mainly because of work, partly because that's what I have access to, I suppose. Um, and that's fine and everything, but I think sometimes I feel like when it comes to moving my body, I move it in a very feminine way, whatever that means. Um, and it's just nice to be taught like the vocabulary to move it in like a less feminine way, even a masculine way. Although like honestly, I mean like in an ideal world we wouldn't code movements as like femme and mask, but you know what I mean. And then uni has been happening, so I've been creating artwork for uni. I guess if I make this into a proper video, I'll put like pictures of the art that I've made. I'm quite proud of it because so I did performance art with my vulva, where I put my vulva in drag. So we put lots of like glitter and sequins and like everything while I was menstruating. And then I took some like really cute pictures of it. Um, and then I edited the pictures, and then I took the picture and I got it printed at the university onto like a huge piece of fabric. Oh, my tits coming out. A huge piece of fabric. Um, and then I embroidered it with like conversations between myself and like other queer people about like love and sexuality and like gender and our bodies. And it was quite tough because I think I spent like 10 hours straight just sewing, and by the end of it, like I was a bit cross-eyed. Um, and like my back hurt and everything, but it was so good to look at it like finished. Like that was such a good feeling. Um, and now it's done. So I have to go into university very shortly to um to talk about it and like do the assessment part of things. But I'm very proud of it, and I feel like I have the privilege of not being very concerned whether I do well at university or not, as long as I'm learning stuff and like enjoying myself. And I'm very lucky that I'm doing a degree where I am enjoying myself. So apart from like uni and work and everything, I've been trying to take care of myself, which has been really hard because honestly, my mental health has been quite shit. But I've set up my crystals, um, and like they're sitting there in a grid. And like I've saged the room, and like I have a candle up and like my salt lamp. I've been playing music. I've been writing music as well, not like whole songs, but just like little verses and choruses and things. I've been like making art for myself. I've been like rereading comics that I like. I've gone back to Rat Queens, because it's fun. And because my brother got me like the latest one, and I have forgotten most of what happened in the rest of them. Um, I've been like focusing more on, I guess, I keep a gratitude journal now. I have like a gratefulness journal, and like at the end of every day, I write down what I'm thankful for, in the hopes that this will ground me in some ways. I think personally, just like emotionally, I think there's a lot of things that I'm still recovering from and healing from, and still finding ways not to blame myself, but also to be responsible enough to heal and to be better, if that makes sense. Um, yeah, so I mean, like, it's all been a bit difficult. But there are things that I'm grateful for, and there are things that are happening, that I am making happen, that I'm very excited about. Um, Next weekend, I'm going to celebrate assessments being over by going to London to watch Hardik's drag show. We met at the Bit and Peach, and um, he does really cool stuff. He does like drag. Um, so I'm really excited to be seeing him perform again. And I'm gonna be going there with Helena, which is really exciting because I don't think, yeah, I miss friends from Singapore, even though it's only been a month, and I honestly don't know how I'm gonna go another 10, 11 months without like going home and like seeing people. Um, it's hard, but but I'm also very thankful for the opportunity to be here and to be doing stuff anyway that I like. Um, yeah, I feel like that's been January. Um, and I guess I'll see you again in a month.